welcome back to Disrupting Diabetes. Please continue to like, share and subscribe and keep following my journey. I received an interesting question from a subscriber through the week, and the question was, what do I eat when I go to work? What do I take to work with me? And also, what do I eat if I feel like a snack? And if we entertain, what sort of food, any ideas on what they could do? So I found it a very interesting question, and I decided that I'll share a couple of things that Renelle and I make, and we make them as a snack, and also I take to work, and we also put them out on an anti-pasta plate when we're entertaining, and all our kids love all the foods that we put out. So 5 recipes. The first one's crispy pork rind, and that's done in air fryer because obviously we're not using any vegetable oils at all now. The second one's a cheese, tuna and onion ring, and it's just a great snack. Mainly I take them to work, I really love them. The third one's just a quick mayonnaise recipe that Renelle does. We call it a minute mayonnaise. And then I have what we call keto crackers, which is just a good substitute for a biscuit, and great for putting cream cheese on or a bit of salami with it. And the third one's just a chili sauce that I make, and I basically have it on all my protein. So hopefully you enjoy the next 5 recipes. So I've bought these pork rinds, about $10 a kilo. I've already cut most of them up into squares, and what I do is I trim off all the fat which we use for cooking, and just basically cut them down the centre and cut them again, and there's your 3 squares. Probably cut that one a bit smaller, however bigger you want them, but I suggest no smaller than say 50mm by 50mm. Same as this one. So to a pot of boiling water, I'm adding say a handful of sea salt, or any sort of salt. I'm using pink Himalayan salt. 2 cloves of garlic and a handful of bay leaves, and then it's just in you go with the skins, and we'll boil that for about probably 30 to 40 minutes. Okay, so skins have been cooking for about 40 minutes it was. I've drained them, allowed them to cool so you can handle them, and then I'm just placing on greaseproof paper with the skins up. Be careful, you make sure that it is cool enough to handle. And from here, I'll put them in an oven, and the oven's set at about 50 degrees, and they'll go in there for, basically do you dehydrate them or dry them out. So it's probably between 4 and 5 hours, and the skins will go really crispy, and they'll actually shrink a little bit and dehydrate. So we've left our pork rinds in overnight, probably about 5-6 hours at 50 degrees. And you'll see they come out and they're very dehydrated, very hard, the skin. And then I'll just add some more salt, and you could put some, if you want to, add chili with it or some sort of flavouring. And then from there it's just straight into the air fryer. I've had these on for 22 minutes at 200 degrees, and you see nice and crispy. I'm going to boil. So these are my tuna, mozzarella, onion rings, we call them, and it's pretty simple. And basically, if you can't make this, you probably want to have a good look at yourself, actually. So it's just, I've got some egg rings here that I've oiled up, and all I do is I just place a bit of mozzarella at the bottom of them to start with. And then I've cut up some onions, just small enough so they'll fit into the actual ring itself. Put that in. Like I said, it's pretty simple, but they are great. Nice snack. And then into that I'll throw in, I'll just use the tuna and oil I find better. And drain the oil off, otherwise it does get a little bit oily. So, like I said guys, this is basic stuff. And then all I'll do then, pop them up with cheese. You can actually build them up a bit higher because the cheese will melt into the ring. And what I like to do then is just sprinkle a little bit of oregano on it. You could put black pepper or maybe paprika or something like that. So I've got to just grab a bit more cheese. And then I put got the grill going, the top element, and then just put them straight in and keep an eye on them. Probably 3-4 minutes, depending on how hot you got your grill. Just, yeah, always keep an eye on it. Okay, so they've been in probably about 3 or 4 minutes they were in, but obviously you keep an eye on, depending on how hot your grill is. And I've let them cool for about, say 5 minutes, just till the cheese hardens a little bit, and you can just run a knife through there. And there you have it, our onion, tuna, mozzarella rings, and so easy to make and even easier to eat. Ooh.
Hey everyone, so today I just wanted to quickly show you something that we've made changes with in our diet, and one of them is mayonnaise. We eat quite a bit of it. We have it in our egg salad, but as you know, most of the ones that you buy from the shop do have seed or canola oil, so we're just making a version of our own. So we have a cup of avocado oil. You can use olive oil if you want. I just found the taste was very strong. Any type of mustard, we're using French. You can use Dijonnaise or whatever you want. And a little bit of black pepper, and some salt as well, and just one full egg. So you don't need to separate it or anything like that. It's pretty easy. I've just got it like a cocktail shaker here, and I tip in the egg, and I just literally, then I'm gonna put in the like a teaspoon of the mayonnaise, and then we're going to put a little bit of pepper in. And I'm using an emulsion blender because it's really simple. Don't worry about getting out a big blender. I just tip the avocado oil in, straight in. All right, so we're going to put a massive squeeze of lemon juice in there for a bit of acid. So I've done that. So this is really simple. It's very, very quick. So with your emulsion blender, you just put it down the bottom, you start it. So you can see here, after only about 30 seconds of blending with the emulsifying blender, it turns out perfect consistency. And if you want to taste it, you might want to add a little bit of extra pepper and salt. We try and store it in a container, like not a plastic container. It won't last for a long time, but let's face it, probably everyone will eat it before it goes off anyway. So we just try and put it in one of these stainless steel containers and store it in the fridge. And like I said, it'll last 3 or 4 days.
So recipe for keto crackers, pretty simple. I've got half a cup of cream cheese. For that I add a cup of mozzarella, and then 2 cups of almond meal, and I put a bit of oregano, just oregano to taste. And from there we'll go to the microwave for 1 minute 30. So out of the microwave, and it's just mix all that together. Once it gets a bit cooler, you can actually use your hands, but you just want to get it into a dough ball like that. So I've got my dough, just cutting in half, and I've got some baking paper here that I've sprayed some olive oil on. Make sure you do that, otherwise it'll stick. And then I'll place my dough and try and get it as close to a square as I can. Take my other piece of baking paper, which is I've sprayed olive oil with that, and then roll that out to probably about, say a thickness of maybe 3 millimeters. And I just like to square it up a bit. And then I'll do another one and it'll be ready for the oven. So I rolled out my dough. I cut them nice and square only because it's easy to cut once they're ready and they're nice and square like a cracker. But it's not that important. So I just put them on a tray and they'll go into the grill, onto the grill in the oven for probably 3 or 4 minutes, but you've got to keep an eye on them. And when they're brown, we'll bring them back out and flip them over. So I just pulled those out of the grill. I've maybe overdone them a little bit, but they'll still be all right. I just wanted to show you what I do from here. I just put the grease paper like so, maybe let it cool a little bit, and then I just flip it, peel that off, and they go back in under the grill. Okay, so they come out of the oven. These ones are not as brown, and I've allowed them to cool for probably 3 or 4 minutes, just enough so you can handle them. And then it's just a matter of cutting like so. There's a little bit burn on the edges. From there. And You can either heat these back up if you want to, or eat them cold. We have them with a antipasta plate, a substitute, like I said, instead of crustkits or biscuits. And we just keep them in a airtight jar. And kids love them, good for a snack, bit of cheese on them. I love it. So if you're like me, and I love my chili, so I make a chili sauce that I usually put on protein. It's really good. It's quite simple. Just a cup of parsley, my mortar and pestle, half a chopped red chili, straight in there, garlic, and I'm using some pink Himalayan salt. I feel like it quite salty, but probably a teaspoon. And then we've got this pepper that Renee and I actually bought when we were in an island called Phu Quoc, just off the south coast of Vietnam. So whole peppercorns, and then mortar and pestle, and smash this down to a pulp. And it's just basically half a lemon. Squeeze that in. Actually, it's not much juice in this lemon, so I'll put a full lemon in. Spoon. Give that a bit of a mix. And then it's just adding, get a good extra virgin olive oil. We get our stuff from the Hunter Valley. And probably add half a cup good olive oil. That a mix. Yeah, great. Then I just really good for beautiful on a steak, chicken, pork, goes with anything. And if you love chili like I do, this is a great sauce.